Looks like it's gone. What's up? Okay, so today I am wearing my woodworker's hat. And I went and I got a new Ryobi handsaw, 18-volt saw. I got the new drill because I wanted to cannibalize my old one and turn it into a little table saw so I can work with small stuff. So let me get this down here. See, this is the kind of stuff I'm working with right now. This is walnut. It's about a 1/16 of an inch thick. These two pieces came out of a board that was 3/4 of an inch thick by 5.5 inches wide and about 6 feet long. So I was like slabbing it out. Anyway, a lot of people, I've seen lots of examples of people taking a little handsaw and mounting them on a board so they can make a table saw out of it. Ultimately, it will, see, well, that's it. It'll be like this. That's the plan. Table saw like this. And the question is, how do you attach this to the wood without a bolt sticking out or a screw, the head of a screw or whatever else? So this guy sits down in there, and I am going to utilize the unsung hero of fabricators and repairers all over the world. I would venture to say that everybody watching this who is kind of a handy-like person that fixes stuff has used it. Not this exact product, but the same class of products. If you've ever used like that spray foam to seal around a window crack, the good stuff or great stuff, and all those types of expanding foam insulations, you've used a 2-part chemical compound in the realm of epoxies that uses a hardener and a filler and 2 components that react together in a chemical way to create a reaction that turns a liquid into something else. This is that. And this is Smooth On. I've used it quite a bit. This is Onyx Fast. I'll get a picture and put it on. Black liquid plastic. This stuff is fantastic. You mix it half and half by volume, half and half by weight, half and half whatever. And you mix the 2 parts together and you pour it into a sealed container and it turns into a solid piece of black plastic. And that's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to seal this guy in here and dam it all up and create a mold that has this metal plate incorporated into it. And when I pour it and let it cure, it will then be a permanent part of this piece of wood with a saw hanging out the bottom. So that's what this video is all about. Stand by, folks. Wood and molded plastic enters the shop today. So hope you enjoy it. If you're new, you're going to say, what? And if you've been here a while, you're going to realize that I do all kinds of weird stuff. And it's because of the basic principle of trying to learn something new every single day of my life. I encourage you to try and do that, because all it does is make you better. Thanks for watching. Alexa, volume 0. All right, guys. We're doing woodworking this week, I guess. So, what I'm doing, I think I already told you, I'm making the base of this old Ryobi 18-volt saw. I'm mounting in a piece of wood so I can use it to cut like a table saw, like an upside down saw. So this kind of hand got this thing figured out. Let me zoom it in. That is. Now you can get a pretty good look at it right here, or right here. So I'm making a very nice, as precise as possible recess in a piece of 3/4 inch thick hardwood plywood. And I'm using a mild router. And what I've done is you can see the clamp pieces of wood around the edge so that I can slide the router along the wood very slowly while I'm running it and cut out this channel. And I have it pretty much set. Like this guy is about to hit the thing. Now the back end over here, I don't have a guide set up for the simple reason that I can't get one in there. So I'll do these 3 sides and then I'll set another one up to the last one. But first, I'm gonna work on getting the depth of this recess as close as possible to this guy. Right? That's the plan. So maybe I'll get that down there and show some cutting. Stand by. But it's always a good plan to take small cuts. So let's see what I get here. Well, let me see how far in it goes. So it is right now, I mean, without getting stuff out, this side I haven't cut, but it's, let me zoom her in. Maybe a 1/16 of an inch, give or take a little bit. Cool. Well, a little bit more and I'll be able to sink this in. But I don't need to keep doing this, make it too long. So I'm drilling 3mm holes every 1/2 inch or so, all down or maybe farther down this edge, so that the liquid plastic will flow through this plate and end up making a connection. I could put it in a mill, but I just prefer. Okay, so it's about an hour later, and I spent a long time very carefully creating a dam out of plasticina that when I pour the liquid vinyl rubber in there, or wait, this is not vinyl, sorry, something else. When I pour it in there, it'll flow down in it all around where it goes. It's important to note that I have a level, because this stuff seeks a level, like a liquid. So, you know, I put it that way. I actually put a piece of clay back there to make a stand and make sure it's nice and level. Then I just mix the stuff up and pour it in. Okay. Kind of cluttered table. So this guy, this stuff I should say, I've already used some out of here. And at least this stuff, it's kind of sensitive to moisture in the air. So once you crack it open, clock's ticking. Ugh, must be this one, because it will introduce bubbles into the fluid, but you do want to mix it good, and you should mix it really good. Check for sediment. And notice I got 2 sticks. So this is the black. I don't really know, and it's a very odd shape. So calculating how much to fill it with, you're better off just overshooting it. In this case, the stuff is old, you know. But it's a 1-to-1 mix. So I'm gonna fill this guy up to about here. I'm trying to get rid of it. I'm gonna have way more than I need, I'm certain of that. Better get my glasses on. So that is 90 milliliters. Now I'm gonna get the other half. Another stir stick. Now this stuff is, just so you can see, let's see if this is legible. Smooth on black liquid plastic. This is the fast version. What that means is it hardens quick. And it's a catalytic reaction, so it gets hot. Melt one of these plastic cups after a bit. But it'll get hot really quick when you mix it. So you got to be prepared to mix it and pour it. All right. Not seeing a lot of sediment. So, tossing that one away. 90 cc's or milliliters. It's okay. There it is. 1-to-1 ratio. Seal these cans up. All right, so it's ready for me to pour right in here, and it'll run around. Let's see how this works. So, take the catalyst, pour it in there. Yeah, I got way too much. Now, the biggest mistake is not mixing it good. Mix it in a figure 8. Try and mix it for a minute. Lift it up to mix it around. The mistake on doing this is usually made in the mixing phase. Now I got my fingers down here and I can feel it starting to get warm. It doesn't like get on fire, but the hotter it gets, the quicker it's going to start curing. So I got about a minute. Yep, feels almost like it's starting to get thick. So pouring it in, it's flowing down in there slowly. to get thick. Okay, and there it goes. Solid. I didn't quite get it all the way around, but I think it's good enough. There it is. Yep. So now the little Ryobi saw mounted right there. Very nice. All right, some more stuff coming up. Alexa, volume 0. Jeez. Got to make some reliefs for this so it can fold all the way to 45 degrees. Built into the plan, by the way. Well, I still got to come up with a way to hold the trigger on, you know, so, but, let's see what we got here. It's crude right now. Got this little built-in guy, came with a saw, but I got to make a fence and a way to hold the trigger on because I got to do it by hand. I'd say it works. Nice. A baby table saw. Okay guys, so I got the hot glue gun warming up. so I can glue this wood onto this piece of melamine shelving board. And I made this, you know, you've seen that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to glue these pieces of wood together like so. Well, I screwed up. Didn't make them big enough. It's all right. I'm going to glue these guys. All I really need to do is make sure that I have a good seal so that the silicone rubber won't leak out. And then I'll make the mold of this so I can make a plastic version of this that can stand being beat on. Because this little wood thing, it's really good as a pattern, but it's not very robust because it's a solid piece of wood. Yeah. So, stand by. So, move this stuff out of the way. Boy, this thing is not warmed up. I'll have to come back when it's actually hot. Hold on. Okay, see, here it is. Let me walk around here where I can get a look at it. This is the form I made out of wood. And you can see it's inside there. So the next step is I'll mix up some 2-part silicone, cure it into the shape of this piece of wood, and then mix up some black plastic, 2-part plastic, and I'll make one of these out of black plastic. So there's what I'm going to use for the mold. This is part A and part B of a, make sure it's still liquid. Yep. These are about half full too, and I got to use them up because once you open one of these bottles and the air gets in there, they start to be compromised by moisture in the air. And fortunately here in the desert, we don't have a lot of humidity, so it's helpful, but the clock's ticking once you open one. Even if they mix it at the factory, it's got a shelf life, but it can be extended by keeping it in cool, dry places. So the next bit's going to be making this. Okay. Can you see this? If I go to the bottom of this guy and scrape across the bottom, see that bump right there right here? That is sediment in the bottom. So you've got to mix it really good in the silicone. Now, I don't know the order, but if you saw me making the plastic around this guy, that stuff, it doesn't have a lot of filler. So it's easy to mix up. But this guy, these silicone products, they sit on a shelf and they get settled. They settle out. So you got to mix them really, really good. That's why I'm showing this. Really get that stuff mixed in. And the longer it's been sitting on the shelf since you opened it, the more you got to mix it. I don't know, some people, like if you're mixing paint, you find that ugly stuff in the bottom of a paint can, you leave it there. This stuff, you can't do that, it's a component. I think this is really sticky stuff, so I'm going to turn off the camera and come back after I get it mixed up good. Yeah. Don't want to get anybody mad at me for playing their music. Let's see, what's this feeling like? Seems like it's geared up pretty good. So, first thing, I'm going to make it easy on myself. Because what we're looking at right now is the bottom of the form. So I'm going to take a razor blade and cut right along the edge of this piece of wood here. Alexa, volume 1. Okay, so got the pattern, got the mold, and I have cleaned this mold and worked it. Actually went around inside and got the hot glue out of all the corners so that it will fit in here without any kind of restrictions. And we're ready to go. So I'll use this stuff right here. A little bit more of the black stuff. Stand by, I'm going to get set up and get a film of just me mixing it up and pouring it. Okay, so let me check my watch. Yeah, it's been about an hour, and you got to let it cool off a long time. This is one that I took out too quick, and it was not cooled off over here because it's an endothermic reaction, that, you know, catalytic reaction that makes this stuff turn solid, and it creates a lot of heat. So I left this one for, you know, 45 minutes or so, and then I went out and I laid it in the freezer just a bit. Just so that it would get nice and chilled. Because that real thin area down there is very delicate when it's hot. And so this, since this is a very fast setting stuff, it by nature makes a lot of bubbles in there. It's not really the best in the world, but it works. Here it's coming. There you go. Oh, look at that. Is it in there? No, that's as far as it made it. Funny. It's like there was one big bubble right there, but that'll do. Let's see. Put this right here. Yeah, it's a little fat. It'll go in there. Very nice. Okay. A few seconds on the belt grinder, or belt sander. There it is. I don't care about that little bit. I'm really most concerned with right here where the wood's going across by the blade. That's annoying, but it is what it is. I got a big air bubble back up in there. And that was the last of my plastic. So even if I wanted to try again, I don't have any. Yep. No, so now I'm going to sand this a little bit. Used to be up here. Now it's out here. I can make the wires longer and put a different switch. Sweet.